Alright, welcome back everyone. We are in Dune Awakening, and today is the follow-up video for the series I've been doing about base damage. We started way over here in the rift. We were up underneath this ground, and then we moved up here in this little gully right here. That was about 865 meters up or so, and then we moved up here and I did that 6-week test at about 970 meters. I'll show you this is over 900. It's just caps at 900. It won't go any higher. So it's way up here. And last week on the 16th, 1 week ago today, they did a patch to remove or fix, whatever you want to call it, the no damage over 800 meters. And we found that base didn't take any damage. This base up here didn't take any damage. That has now been fixed. Sort of. Or maybe. So I'll show you, if you look on my character, it says unsheltered on the left right now. If I walk over in here, sheltered. And the whole time I'm back here, around these buildings, it all says sheltered, even when I'm outside. So that is probably playing some part in why these buildings took irregular damage. They also did not take as much damage as the building I placed in the rift. If we look here, got some damage, a piece with no damage. That makes sense, of course. We'll go to this one back here. We got a foundation with no damage. Those are all equal damage. But this took more damage. About the light. The light is perfect. That light is perfect. The other one, the one inside there, was perfect. So that wall, that back wall took damage, but that foundation took no damage. No damage there either. We've got a wall with no damage, but the ceiling over the wall has damage. This is a double ceiling. That's why you see some pieces with light. He's got a peak over it. Once again, with those immortal Atreides capstones, they take no damage for some reason. We need to figure out how to build a base out of just those. So the door took damage. The wall right next to it took no damage. Yep. Makes sense. This foundation did take damage right up against two walls. This foundation took no damage, and it's got one side exposed. Yep. So, labeled it December 16th. That's when the patch came out. Oh, and then the other thing. I came out here. So, watch again. Sheltered. And now I'm unsheltered. I stood right here in a direct impact storm. The storm came from down here. Came straight at me like this. The eye was like down here somewhere. And hit me full on. I was standing right next to a tent. I never went down. It only took off maybe 70 hit points or so. Normally, like just even down there in Haga Basin South, for example, you'll get to the down but not out status. It never got that far. So, while, yes, just shy of 6.5 months after the early access launch, by the way, the dev, Ollie, whatever his name is, did say that this came out in early access 6 months ago. So they finally admitted it, at least. That was props on him. Took them a little under 6.5 months to finally have it matter enough to them to fix it. So, yes, there is no longer a place where you can put your buildings and take literally no damage. But there are places, kind of like these, which are sheltered, where you can take less, maybe? Funcom has a pretty hands-off for transparency about this game. There isn't any, so I don't know why sometimes buildings take damage and sometimes they don't, and pieces right next to other pieces. The same piece in the rift, I had walls that were identical next to each other. One wall was down by 30%, the other wall had taken no damage at all. Literally in the same location, nothing differing between the two except one was next to the other. Thanks for watching, everybody.